In this video, we're going to go over the knee pain muscle and how to release it for instant relief. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, we're going to focus on the main muscles that tend to cause the most amount of knee pain. This includes the quadriceps, popliteus, and hamstrings. What usually happens is a blend of weakness and tightness sets into these muscles, leading to irritation and eventually knee pain. So to fix this, we're going to go over exercises that are going to help lengthen those tight muscles and also help strengthen them for both quick and long-lasting relief. A note about these exercises, each one works just a little bit differently. They're going to target different muscles. To get the best results, go through them all, use what gives you the most relief. With that being said, let's get started. With this exercise, we're going to focus on the main muscles that tend to cause the most amount of pain at the top of the knee, which would be the big quadriceps muscle group located on top of the thigh and its tendons that run right towards the top of the knee. What can happen through repetitive knee movement is a lot of irritation and inflammation builds in those tendons, leading to what is known as quadriceps tendonitis. A telltale sign is not being able to straighten your knee. So if that's the case, you have a lot of pain right through here, let's give this method a try. What we need are a couple different things. The first being a flat elevated surface, one that is high enough where our feet will not hit the floor. The next being something soft and round. A tennis ball works perfectly. You can pretty much get these anywhere. If you would like a cheap set that you can buy online, I will leave a link in this video's comment section and description. So let's start with our painful knee. Just have it nice and relaxed at the edge of that surface. We're going to cup around our tennis ball and apply a little bit of pressure right into the soft tissue above our kneecap. With this one, we're only going to go over soft tissue like skin and muscle. We're going to avoid anything bony like the kneecap because it can cause irritation. But just apply enough pressure in there where it's going to be a comfortable self-massage, not to the point where it's going to cause a bruise, and do a light circular motion just like this. And do this for about 5 to 10 seconds and then relax. If it feels pretty good, no tightness or pain, just move over a different spot and repeat. Keep doing this pretty much over the whole top of the kneecap, working into the thigh. As you do this, you're probably going to find that one certain spot is the pinpoint hot spot of pain or tightness. Like right here for me, it's just a big muscle knot. At that point, I spend more time over that position, throwing in more repetitions. I also like to attack the muscle fibers at different angles. So I roll up and down with it, side to side, diagonally. You can do this counterclockwise, clockwise. The more movements that you put in there, the more likely that you're going to strip that tightness out of those soft tissue fibers and finally get relief. And if you have one spot that's just really stubborn, it will not release. At that point, I would take this one to the next level by taking the tips of your thumbs and digging into those fibers. It's a little bit more pinpoint. You can put a little bit more pressure in there, and you may find that you can finally get it to release. So again, we're going to do this on the top of the kneecap right here, working towards the thigh and then all the way towards the groin. After everything up here is nice and loose, let's do this on the inner part of the thigh and also on the outer part of the thigh, working towards our hip. So if you do have a lot of pain while trying to straighten your knee, this is how you can modify this exercise to help with that. So let's start off with our knee nice and relaxed. What you're going to do is slowly start to straighten your knee out as much as you can by lifting your foot upward towards the ceiling. When you do this, you should feel the quadriceps and the tendons right here start to engage, but go to the point where you feel that engagement of the muscles, but not to the point where you're feeling any pain or discomfort. So if I went any further than this, I would start to feel knee pain. I stop before that point or I back off slightly. And at that point, I take my ball and then go over those hot spots that I found earlier. Like right here for me, I really feel the most amount of pain. So you're just going to attack that tightness and then relax the knee. Give it about 15-20 seconds, and then on the next repetition, try to build into it a little bit more. What you're probably going to notice is you can open up your knee, you can straighten your knee a little bit more with less pain. So just keep doing this over and over again until finally you're able to straighten your knee out without any pain or discomfort, or you're not getting any more improvement. So next we're going to focus on the muscles that tend to cause more pain towards the back of the knee. For pain at the back of the knee, we're going to focus on 3 muscles. The first being the Popliteus, which is located at the back of the knee. Let's start on a floor, take our tennis ball, place it right behind the back of our knee. What you want to do is straighten that knee out as much as you can, and then use your leg weight to press down into the ball to the point where it will be a comfortable self-massage. From here, you're just going to use your body to roll up and down, exploring the whole back side of your knee. The tennis ball will just glide over that soft tissue, and it usually feels really, really good. So what I like to do is try to find any spot that feels like it's a hot spot for pain or tightness. And if you're able to find that, you want to just stop right over that spot, and at that point, throw in different movements. So instead of going straight up and down, take your leg from side to side. You can do circular motions. The more movements that you throw in, the more likely that you're going to finally get some relief. You can also activate the muscles a little bit differently by taking your foot and turning it inward like this as much as you can. You should feel the muscles on the back side of the knee, on the outside of the knee, start to fire. And at that point, repeat that and see if it gives you some more relief. You can also take your foot outward like this and see how that feels. But go through all of those movements. You're probably going to find that one just helps you out a little bit more. And at that point, throw more repetitions in that position. So the next muscles that we're going to focus on are the calves and the hamstrings. When these become strained and inflamed, they can cause a lot of pains throughout the leg, but also around the knee, especially the back side of the knee. Let's start off by focusing on our calves. What I'm going to do is take my tennis ball and place it right over the Achilles tendon region above my heel. For this one, I like to bring my toes back towards me as much as I can until I feel a really good activation of the calf muscle. From there, I'm going to hold that and then just repeat this process, going up and down, side to side. You can turn your foot inward and outward. Just explore the whole area, focusing on any spot that needs it a little bit more, and just work your way all the way back towards the starting point, towards the back of the knee. So once that is nice and loose, now we're going to focus on our hamstrings. So for this one, we're just going to place the tennis ball a little bit above the back of our knee, and we're just going to do the same thing, focusing on the whole back side of our thigh, working all the way towards our glutes. But go through all of these positions. You're probably going to find that one just helps you out a little bit more. And again, at that point, throw more repetitions in that position. So a big overlooked cause of knee pain actually comes from our butt. Our glutes are a main stabilizer of the knees. They aid in proper knee movement. So when we have weak glutes, it puts a lot of stress on the knees, leading to pain. So here's a really easy strengthening exercise that you can do daily in bed or on a floor. Just start off lying flat on your back, have your legs roughly hip width apart, knees bent. You're going to take your heels and gently press them into the bed or the floor until you start to feel your glutes tighten. At that point, you're going to hold it during this exercise. Next, we're going to brace our core muscles. It's kind of like when somebody pokes you in your stomach, how you tense up. Mimic that and hold it during this exercise also to help protect the back. From here, just take your hands, put them off to your side for support. The first movement, we're just going to slowly raise our hips upward towards the ceiling until our body is in a nice straight line from our knees to our hips to our shoulders. If you're unable to get into this position due to pain or weakness, do the best you can. Hopefully over time, you will gain strength and flexibility to get into this position. But you're going to feel a ton of muscles start to fire. The core, the back, the glutes, the legs, everything that helps support the knees. Let's hold this comfortably for 3 to 5 seconds, relax, take a breather. This is how we're going to take it to the next level. On the next repetition, slide your heels away from you about 1 inch or 2 and then repeat. What you're going to notice is a lot more activation into your legs, especially into the hamstrings, that works towards the back of your knee. So with each repetition, challenge yourself by going out a little bit further to the point where it is extremely challenging. When you can't go out any further, at that point, I would recommend throwing in 5 to 10 repetitions. But if it feels like you have a little bit more energy, challenge yourself by throwing in another set or 2. So one of the absolute best ways to get long-lasting knee pain relief is by strengthening the muscles that help support them. I can't think of one better exercise than the squat. It's pretty much going to target all the muscles that we went over in this video, but it's also going to make everyday activities like going up and down stairs, getting out of a chair, walking, a little bit easier to do and less painful. Here's a really easy variation of the squat called the wall sit. For this one, we just need a smooth wall or a door. So let's start off by placing our whole backside flush against it for support. Your feet are going to be out in front of you. That way you can press your body weight into the door, again, for support. But I like to have my feet a little bit wider than my hips. And I place all of my body weight onto my heels during this exercise, and I point my toes out slightly, about 5 to 10 degrees. This will help take tension off the knees. From here, we're going to brace our core muscles. Again, it's like when somebody pokes you in your stomach, how you tense up. Mimic that and hold it during the exercise to protect the back. Your hands go out in front of you, just like this. Now slowly slide down the door, lowering your butt towards the floor. The more that you go down, the more that you're going to feel those muscles throughout the legs towards the knees start to activate. What you want to do is go down as far as you feel comfortable and stopping before the point that you feel any knee pain. So if you feel any knee pain, come up slightly like this and then hold this for 3 to 5 seconds. From there, come back up completely, take a breather. On the next repetition, challenge yourself by going down a little bit further, because the further you go down, the more it's going to challenge these muscles. But I like to do this about 10 to 15 times. And afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, challenge yourself by throwing in another set or 2. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.